Hello, this is Julia Bushkova, and today I'm going to address the issue of bowing patterns, more difficult bowing patterns, and how to use them. And Clarissa Tamara is going to be my assistant today. So in the previous video, I talked about and we demonstrated the parts of the bow, how important it is to know your parts of the bow and stay within the part. In this video, we are not going to necessarily stay within the part, although when you master all different bowing combinations, it's a very good idea to also put those into small parts of the bow so you can really stay in the appointed part, the part that's your goal part. Okay, but right now we will just do it in the middle, in a comfortable part where we usually do détaché. So what I mean by combination bowings, as you know, on violin we use bowings. So the simple combinations are something like or and so forth, right? And then we come to more complicated combination bowings. And we usually find them in pieces, right? Some pieces, suddenly something doesn't work, some string crossings or whatever, we can get confused. So what we need to know or have to have in our hands and heads is give yourself a pattern on one note, just kind of rhythm, and be able to play that. And then put that rhythm, that pattern onto the notes, rather than completely learning all the time together, like notes and that pattern, and otherwise you cannot play that, okay? Very important to be able to play it. All right, so Clarissa, let's see. What first pattern we want to maybe do? Do you want a jazzy one, or do you want...
Let's start something normal.
Something normal, okay. So the normal bow pattern, for instance, could be just this. Right? I mean, then you say, well, it's not a bowing pattern at all. But if I put it in, let's say, a little scale and go... See, I start with one note separate, and that's my first note, and we are obviously in duplets, right? Da, 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 da. And suddenly it turns out that we are slurring things over, as I say. So, try it. Exactly. Correct. So it's not a hard one at all for Clarissa because she knows what she's doing. Now, for some people, when we start first, we start doing, we're putting accent on the bow changes. That should not be there. Bow changes should be very smooth and not accentuated, and we'll actually lean, as she did right now, Clarissa did, on the notes that bear the beat notes, right? Okay, so but that wasn't too hard at all. All right, so let's do something more interesting. So here's for instance what I call a jazzy pattern. So there will be 3 notes, then 2 slurred, 1 again, and 2. Okay. So in other words, it will sound ta 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 la 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 la, and it goes. I can show on just a string or one note, and then you will do something more difficult. Well, the first to just repeat it, yeah, somewhere. Exactly, and because the rhythm again is a duplet rhythm, right? So that bowing, the slur in the middle, the first one, it feels kind of like syncopation, or a little bit. I'm tuned lower than you, by the way, flatter. Exactly. Okay, so can you try and use this in the scale, like in the G major scale? So it was very good. It was very good, and then it got a little bit, the second round, right? Okay, so just remember to hang in onto the ups. It's, in a way, this kind of bowing, you want to just really not to go by notes. So what I don't want Clarissa to do is to memorize, oh, it has to be like that here. These two notes should be on a bow. No, it's more a feel in the rhythm. Ta 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 ta. Yeah, so yes, exactly. Ta da ya ta 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 bam. Constantly, you have two notes on a bow, the last ones. Do you see how it helps? You know, sometimes it really helps kind of to move and to do these things with sort of motion. You know, sort of, you know, playful. All right, now if you keep the same pattern but change the notes, you know, you can just maybe play maybe 5 notes or like on one string. So again, scale-like probably. So that would be the different one. That was again very good for the whole run, and then at the repeat, right? Yeah. It folded. Well, do it again, and just stay with the rhythm. Exactly. Okay, so what you want to do there, again, staying with the rhythm, is that was all correct, by the way, all correct, very nice. So you don't want to accentuate, because we're in 4, yeah. Well, or in 2 rather, right? I would like not to do maybe an accent there, but not to do accent on that bow either. I mean, you could if you have accents in the score, for sure, but it's easy. What if you don't? Yeah, exactly. And you can and should probably lean on the first one, so just give ya da 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 da. Good. Okay. Let's see. Now we can maybe invent something else. Another bowing of this nature could be. So it will be. So we have little syncopation. Right, little syncopation and then recovering into the. Yeah, this one is kind of feels easier, right? You know, in a way, that's exactly the same bowing as we just did, only it's positioned differently. Yeah. But yeah, it is easier because it's more square. Okay, so let's do that on the scale from the G major scale. Ta 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 ta. Yeah, this is right now you're just playing one first portion of it. So okay, so that is a good thing. By the way, Clarissa just gave me a good idea. So what you can do is to play this bowing first, which is, because that's where you isolated the first portion of this combination pattern. Exactly. Now in the pattern that I gave you, well, let's do just this right now first. Just like the whole scale, you know. Very nice, very nice. All right, so now you know that that will be just the first portion of your bowing, and the second portion will be just a simple, just like the basic bowing number 1, you know, combination number 1. So the first one is. See how that goes? Your syncopation and then plain basic bowing. Syncopation, plain basic bowing.
Slur on ups?
Yes, slur are on up. You know what? Why don't you? Yes, slurs are on up. In here, slurs will be on up. But why don't you, instead of, you can't think about this like I explained right now, but you can also just feel it. Da, 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 da. Do it again on just one note. Again, one more time. Correct. That was correct. You see, it's actually, you're very surprised, right? That's like suddenly it's very easy because you're not going through which notes are maybe. That's what is a good thing, and a scale to try, because then you're having all these different strings and all. Let's try it there. Try it on the scale.
No.
Nope. Exactly. Yeah. Well, with one little snag, the rest will get very good. So that is, but you see, and Clarissa is a really strong player, and still we always can perfect this kind of skill. It's a skill, really. The skill is that way you can change bowings in your piece really easily. So if you have some bowings and you, let's say, don't like it, not because they're difficult even, just you don't like them. You want to change the pattern. You want to make it more interesting. Whatever, and you'll be able to do it because you switch it here in your mind, like, oh, this is what I want. You do it on open string or on one note, exactly. You look for that pattern, how it sings, how it sounds, and then you apply it to your fingers, and you don't let your fingers take it away. Oh, because, you know, kind of applying one onto another. It's a really important skill. And we could go on and on with this, but basically there are many, of course. With any kind of possible combination you can think, you can do this. But I think that was a good demonstration today, right? And you refreshed your memory on some of those things. Well, I hope it has been helpful to you as well. And subscribe, like, and I will see you all later.